go.
All right, next.
All right, moving on.
Moving up in Garrett's case.
Kayshon Boutte, LSU wide receiver, 5'11", 195 pounds, 9.5-inch hands. He ran the 40 in 4.5 seconds, 1.58 10-yard split, 118-inch broad, 29-inch vertical. The 20-yard shuttle in 4.25. Last year at LSU in 11 games, 48 receptions, 538 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had one 41-yard rush as well.
Yeah, this is somebody who's going to be very intriguing. You know, the last name like Boutte.
Is he 20?
21. He's the youngest wide receiver in his class.
Yeah.
He's young.
So he just turned 21. He's the youngest
I
wide
have
receiver.
5'7" as his birth date. So, like, he's not 20.
He'll be 21 when the season starts.
Okay.
He's the youngest wide receiver in the class. He ran a 7.14 at his pro day in the 3-cone.
So not great, but not horrible.
Listen,
he's a very weird guy to watch.
because you can't. First of all, you can't even watch his last year's film, and
coming off an
I did, and it didn't help.
Coming off a broken ankle, right, to start the season.
that didn't heal right. He had to get
Two surgeries.
Right. So, and he also wasn't in a good grace with the coaching staff. Like the coach, like literally, what's his face had to come out. Brian, is it Brian Kelly, the coach there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, had to like come out and call him out. You know what I mean? He literally said he's coming back to school, and then he had an off the field incident. He's like, all right, never mind.
Just kidding.
I'm coming out because he probably was going to kicked off the team. You know what I mean? So like, but when you talk about Kayshon Boutte, it's a very because you literally have to go back, right? Like you have to go back.
I watched this year, and I actually watched all 3 years.
Okay.
And not all the games, but yeah.
Right.
I mean, when you look at his freshman year, like he breaks out at 18 years old, and you know it's a year Jamar Chase sat out. Terrace Marshall got hurt that year, so he had to come in and he stepped up. And when Terrace Marshall got hurt, like he dominated. He was averaging like 160 yards per game, somewhere around there. It was something crazy in the SEC. So over the last couple of games, he was going over 100 yards per game. And then the following year, even after that, he comes out and just boom, out the gates, starts dominating. Had 9 touchdowns in the first couple games there. So he comes in, starts playing really well, dominating that season. Clear like path to Biletnikoff winner, breakout age, everything. All these guys that like the analytics that like really get excited about. Like Kayshon Boutte is like, this is wide receiver 1 coming into 2023. Breaks his ankle, and it was bad because it didn't sit right, it didn't heal right, and he had to get another surgery. So on top of that, he also had to come back out. There's a new Brian Kelly came in at that point. I believe that's when Brian Kelly came in. So he had a new coaching staff. He had this bad ankle they couldn't run on, and you could kind of see too that some of it had to do with the ankle because in the beginning of the year he was only averaging about 26 like yards per game. Like wasn't much.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
But then the second half of the season he was averaging almost 70 yards per game. So there's a clear like line there about like, okay, it probably was the ankle. It probably was Brian Kelly coming in there. Brian Kelly doing his little dumb dance in a circle around players that he loses. He's trying to recruit.
That was the corniest thing I ever saw.
Dude, capital D, lowercase o, capital U-C-H-E. That's Brian Kelly. And
I was wondering what you're about to spell for a while.
So, I mean,
I'm like, oh God,
here we go. When you're looking at the pros, you're like everything before the ankle injury, right? Like everything. Sure. And then he's really good with the ball in his hands. His run after catch ability is really good. He has good vision, good contact balance, good speed, good hips, good ball skills. But there's a lot of bad here too because his hands aren't ideal. He had a 12, almost a 13% drop.
They're
rate.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Inconsistent is the best way. I mean, like
he lets the ball come into his body too much. Way too much. His maturity, I said he was called out by the Brian Kelly. There's a lot of issues there. A lot of plays where you're like,
does he know what's going on?
Yeah, like, or does he care?
Does he know that the ball is
completely
even
disinterested?
Does he know the ball is coming?
Dude, right? Like, so am I right? Like, he looks like I don't even care about display. He's so inconsistent. Like, but not even consistent in that. Like, he's inconsistent in his route running.
Right.
He's inconsistent in his catching. His routes just get lazy at times. Like, again,
well, and you have to even wonder about the combine. Like, here's supposed to be this explosive athlete. Those numbers were not good.
4.5, 29-inch vertical.
Like
29-inch vertical.
I saw his vertical
I'm not
number.
far from that. Like, come on,
dude. When I was like 28 and broken, I could do about a 28.5-inch vertical. I did it once. I know. So, and
I'm 43 with zero athletic ability. I could probably get 18 inches.
I mean,
nowadays,
like
a foot and a half.
yeah, I'm like
I could probably do that.
Jumping with ankle weights on, basically nowadays.
I could jump over my dog. I mean, she's a small
So you've
dog.
got 9 inches there. That's halfway.
But regardless, I mean, they weren't great numbers.
They were not.
There were times when he was running a route and he literally got hit in the hands and just didn't even know the ball was coming. I watched this happen. Like, dude, turn your freaking head, man. You got to know you're a hot read right there. Like, give me a break, dude. So I don't. This is the type of guy that there's tantalizing skills that you see. There's too many red flags for me.
Could it be George Pickens?
There's too many red flags. No, I don't think this is a George Pickens thing.
He has the 4th lowest score for me.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I kind of combined it all there, so I gave him like a little extra credit on things that I saw him do good as a freshman, that he didn't do good later. But there were some things that I couldn't let go of.
I'm never going to go back to anyone's freshman. Sorry, not going to go back to your freshman year.
But here's the thing.
I don't care how good you are and how injured you were. I'm not going back to your freshman year to see how good you are.
I wanted to see it.
I don't like doing it either, by the way. It's terrible.
I don't like doing it,
means nothing.
Nope.
But if that's the only time that you were this elite prospect, I want to see why. So I went back and watched.
If I have to go back 3 years to see something good,
you're probably not interested. That's fair.
You're not good.
Well, I went back because the only time
you're
he was
no longer
healthy.
good.
So, but I went back to look. I watched what I believe to be every touchdown
Okay.
from his freshman season. There were like 2 of them that I was like, that was an awesome play. That was a really good play.
There
Like,
are some of those.
Good for you.
You could see that littered throughout.
But like 6 of the other ones were complete failures by the defense that he was complete blown coverages, wide open, guys falling down. Like they were just broken plays that he took advantage of. So those are suspect to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I trust all of that.
Could you imagine a guy like this landing on a Bill Belichick team or something like?
Oh,
like he would never see the field,
Well, unless Belichick cleaned him up.
Which he's done.
which he has done. But I mean,
Like, you don't actually, that's where he needs to go to a Belichick team. He can't go to a team that's like, he can't go to Brian Kelly and say, like, hey, buddy, let's do a circle video. Let me get a little, he gets slapped on the butt, but like, but not like that, like, oh, go get him guy.
Yeah.
Tap on the butt. It's more like, hey, it's a firm buttocks you got there.
He's not off my
Brian Kelly's such
board.
He's not off your board. He's not a guy I'm drafting.
The only reason I'm saying he's not off my board is like if for some reason he's there in the 5th round, like, yeah, I'll take a flyer on him.
You're right.
But I'm not going out of my way to draft him.
See, to me, he's on like, probably like back end of the 3rd. Like, just,
you can have him.
Because like this,
I'll take some of your tight ends at the back end of the 3rd.
Oh yeah. Well, I expect them not to be there, so they're there. I'm taking all
Even a lower tier one. I'll take a lower tier tight end at the back end of the 3rd before him.
Breaking news alert. I'm taking all those tight ends ahead of all these receivers pretty much too, to be honest with you. Sam Laporta, Michael Mayer, Darnell
Michael
Washington.
I'll take Michael Mayer
with the mask and
I'll
everything.
take Michael
Luke
Mayer out of this
Musgrave.
guy.
Yeah, I'll be stabbing Brian Kelly right in the eyeball. Yeah, I'm
You
taking.
almost said eyelash.
Yeah,
Cut their eyelash right off.
Give me that.
quit fluttering at me.
You're going to learn today.
That's right. You're going to get dust in your eye.
Yeah, dude, this is a tight end class for sure. Like, definitely in tight end premium. Like, I'm way more intrigued by those guys. Those guys seem way safer to me and offer me some kind of like.
Yeah.
Those guys will be on my roster for the next 10 years, right? Like, there's no promises here. So for me, for Kayshon Boutte, like, I don't know, man. Like he's got
so
enough.
nice
Like, if he gets put together. Well, your last name's Boutte.
Loves the booty.
Loves
Give
that
Brian Kelly with those butt taps.
that's where that came from. Now I get it.
Like to me, like there's enough raw skill there. Like I feel like is he like my last thing I wrote on him is like he's probably just a diva.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
If I get mad watching a wide receiver, I'm not drafting him, dude. And I
Okay.
can't sit there and watch this dude without getting pissed. So I'm not going to watch him.
I totally get it. If he's off your board, I understand. But like,
I'm just not going to. I'm not
there's
going to
enough size and speed and strength there for me. Like
Is there speed?
in the
There is
right,
not speed anymore.
not anymore. You're right. It's not there
is
anymore.
Yeah, go back 2 years. There's speed. It's not there anymore, guys. Sorry.
I used to drink bottle of milk.
You used to drink bottle of milk?
Bottle milk out of a bottle.
Milk out of a bottle. I used to drink bottle of milk. Okie dokie.
Yeah, they used to deliver to my doorstep. And my mom would tell me to thank the mailman or the milkman in the back room.